Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Cash, and this is Weekly Recap. What is Weekly Recap? It's going to be me, Cash, going over my week of operating a semi-truck in the United States for 1 week. And boy, is this a rough one to go over right here. I'm leased to an 80-20 split carrier. I don't talk about the carrier. Just does me no good. I don't, risk everything to go over that. So you'll hear me talk about variable costs, how to operate, how I operate, why I did the loads I did, things you won't hear me talk about, truck payment, insurance, taxes. Those are all things you'll have to work out on your end. Do not treat this as the gospel. You should put your business plan together with lots of good information, not just what I say. And that's it. Let's get on with it. So this week starts off on a back haul. And I knew it wasn't going to be a good week to begin with because I started off in Florida and I was planning on just coming home and being off for the rest of the week. And I had me a load set up, good load, coming out of Florida. Technically, I was going to deadhead out of Florida to Georgia. It's produce season down there. Got me a load of corn, a cornucopia. And that load was 146 empty miles to go get that. It was going to be 942 loaded miles for a total of 1188 on the miles. At 36 degrees, 40,000 pounds, $2,500 on that. And then I had another load set up from Chicago to Minneapolis for another 1100. So coming back from North Florida to Minneapolis for 3,600. To me, it's respectable. It gets me back to where I need to be. And I make good money coming in. I'd stayed out a couple weeks, so I was ready for the ride home, to be honest with you. After about that second week out, I get to the point where I'm like, let's point this sumbitch toward the house, just go home. So that's kind of what I was feeling. So I went and picked up the corn load. It was one of those where they bring it straight out of the field and they put the ice on it, to cool it down. And all was well. 36 degrees continuous. I rode it up to Chicago. I had a Jewel Osco there in Melrose Park. Not a bad spot anymore as far as at least you don't have to stage on the street. I don't know if you guys have been there since they built that staging lot out back. That's pretty slick. They still take forever to unload you there. Just my experience. So I go to the door, and now mind you, this week is from Memorial Day weekend. I think that's Memorial Day, the end of May 2024. So this delivered on the Saturday before the holiday. So I was going to get unloaded on Saturday morning. I was going to reload in Chicago on Saturday, noonish, be in Minnesota Sunday morning, unloaded, holiday weekend for cash. Winning. And that's about as far as the winning went, let me tell you. I sat there at Jewel Osco forever. Just bored out of my ever-loving mind. Finally, about 5 hours into it, I call them and I'm like, hey, can I get an update on this? And they're like, our quality guy is coming in to check this corn. That's not a good sign when they call in the quality guy. Just for you guys that don't know, when they say, we're gonna wait on the quality guy to get here, get some Advil. Get some Advil because I'm finna have a headache thinking about it. So they finally, about another hour goes by, they finally hit me up. We're rejecting. So now they put 2 cups of corn on me. They put some organic corn, 300 cases of organic corn, 672 of bicolored corn on there, like little peaches and cream, that good stuff. They put 672 cases on there. The quality guy rejected all 762 cases on the holiday weekend. So I had to call immediately, cancel the load to Minnesota, which sucked because that was a good load. It was literally 10 miles down the road in Chicago, coming out of a produce warehouse, and it was another load of produce going to Minnesota, delivering on a Sunday up there. But it all fell apart. 672 cases I had to pull over. I called a broker. I said, hey, they're rejecting 672 cases. And he says, "Oh, well, send me the paperwork, blah, blah, blah." I send him the paperwork. I wait about an hour. Finally, the broker calls me back and says, "Hey, the customer says the corn's no good. I guess it was. They said it was premature. It wasn't matured enough." Now, I ate some of this corn. I gave some of it to a few people. I gave the people at the Petro, 2 pallets of corn. That's how much corn I had left over. 14 pallets of corn stacked 6 foot tall, I'll tell you. Yeah, a lot of corn I was trying to give away. So back to it. The broker says, "Oh, well, just get rid of it." And I said, "Hey, buddy, this is 14 pallets of corn. uh, you're going to have to find me a place to take this on a holiday weekend." And I'll be honest with you, that broker got a little sideways with me, so I had to get a little sideways back with him. Uh, I'm a big fan of treat people with respect, and if you do that for me, I will do that for you. You start talking shit, and I'm going to talk some too. It's just the facts of it. That old boy told me I'm having a rough day and blah blah blah. Rah rah rah. It's your responsibility. I said, no, 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 no. It's my responsibility to haul the freight, big guy. You're the broker. You figure out where I'm taking this, or I'll bring it to your office and I'll dump it out in the front lawn. He didn't like that. He called my carrier and cried about it. My carrier thought it was quite funny that a grown man was crying. But I mean, literal crying. Uh, but I don't think I got in any trouble over it. I don't think anybody really cared. The guy told me he was having a rough day, and I said, "Buddy," I said, "it's a holiday weekend, and I'm supposed to be heading home, and I'm 400 miles from the house. I don't care what kind of day you're having. You took the job. You're the broker. You figure out where it's going." So he called my carrier crying. My carrier figured it out. They said, hey, you're not going to get that off anywhere in Chicago on a Saturday. We called some food banks. We called this. We called that. Nobody wanted it. It's 14 pallets of corn, rejected corn. So it's still edible, but it just, some of the ears, like toward the end of the ear, like up at the top, the kernels weren't developed, so you had to like break them in half, throw half away, cook the good half. I don't know. I ate quite a bit of that corn. I'll just go ahead, full disclosure. I ate quite a bit of that corn. Um, so anyway, my carrier was like, you know what, we're not gonna get that off. They're like, just come back to Minnesota. Just come on home with it. And we'll figure it out. So that's what I did. We took it to the yard. We gave a lot of it to the local churches. We had a couple churches came and got trucks full, like pickup truck beds full of corn. I gave away a couple pallets at the Petro. I gave away a pickup truckload to a few friends. And by the time it was all said and done, I didn't come back to work till Tuesday. So I got home on Saturday night. By the time I got back to the yard Tuesday, it was all gone out the trailer. And really, that's all I cared about, you know. And but that was the week right there. That one load was the whole week. All right, so to break down the cost of this run, I spent $450 on diesel. I probably used more than that. I just took her in the house. That's all I bought along the way was $450. I spent $113 on reefer fuel, $26 on DEF. I did scale that load, $14 on the cat scale. I dodged all them tolls up there in Chicago because, hey, when, when everything falls apart, you guys save the money where you can save the money. So that load paid $2,700 total. They did give me an extra $200. The broker did for dealing with that. I think after he stopped crying, he came to his senses and gave me an extra 200 on that. It's worth way more than that for the hassle that me and my carrier had to deal with, but they did give us that, so we took it. It's 2,700 total, 2,160 my 80%, and you bring over the variable cost of $603 and subtract that out, and I made 1,557 on that run. Woo! Lost my ass on that because the trip was 1,188 miles. Plus, it was about another 360, 380 to the house. So let me do some quick math here. Eight, six. That's about that's about 1568 on the miles. you know, so basically, roughly a dollar a mile to haul that back. Sometimes things fall apart in trucking. It's the nature of the beast. If someone tells you things are going to sunshine and, chicken dinners every day, it's not. You know, as my trainer told me the first day I ever got into a truck with a professional truck driver that was training me, is he told me trucking is like this. Some days you eat the chicken, and the next day you'll eat the feathers. So this was a feather load. I'd had 2 or 3 good weeks leading up to this. This was a partial week. I mean, really, this was just a 3-day run, a full 3-day run, and I was over it. And then I took off Sunday, Monday. I think I even took off Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I took off a few days after this, I remember, because I was kind of like I'd been out for a couple weeks. I wanted like 3 or 4 days home. So that's what I did. And it was a rough week. It was not a profitable week after I pay myself. We try to be profitable as much as we can. But if you're being realistic in trucking, you're going to have some unprofitable weeks. The key is to be as profitable as possible when possible. Put that on a t-shirt and put it in my merch tent. All right. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'm your host, Cash. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe. I demand it now, damn it. And I appreciate it. Take care of each other out there. Remember, people are more important than trucking. Hi, I want to talk to you real quick about the ES Advantage card. Do you need discounts at major truck stop chains? They got them. Do you need discount on shop rates at TA and Love's? They got them. Tire discounts. They even got health insurance now. Click the link down below. Easy application, no credit check. Sign up. They give you a call back. They'll take all your information and you'll be in the network. How important is Wi-Fi? Very important. That's why I use Nomad Internet in my truck. Yes, sir. This is a Wi-Fi modem that you put in your truck. Check them out. Links below. This thing gets signal when my phone will not. So if you're ever stuck at that truck stop with no signal, you'll wish you had some Nomad in your truck.